and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be painting this painting, or finishing out this painting. This is a painting of Snow White in my style, and in my last video we painted the face, and today we're going to be finishing out her dress, her shoulder, and possibly this part right here. I'll show you later what I'm talking about. I am nervous to do that on camera, so we'll see if I actually do it. But yes, we're going to be finishing this painting out. I'm going to go ahead and bring you closer so you can see. And also, that was Cairo. She wanted to be on my lap. But yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so I'm working on this little corner right here, getting into these branches. I mentioned it in my last video that I'm painting on fabric. It's cotton fabric, and it has a pattern on the back, and I want the background to become the foreground in certain points. So right here, and right there, and the birds, to interact with the figure. So I have to paint around them for that effect. It's a little tedious, but right now I'm painting her shoulders. Trying to make sure I don't get into that area, all the branches, while also maintaining a good color gradient between the red and the blue. I don't think this video is going to be very long, like the last one. The last one was about an hour. I don't mind a long video. Actually, personally, I prefer it. So, like as a viewer, so I do plan to do longer ones. You can let me know what you guys prefer. And that's another thing. I have gotten over 100 subscribers, and I'm very happy and excited about it. So that's so cool. Thank you all for subscribing. Yeah. I'm happy to be making these videos, and and to continue to work on this series. So I believe in this series I have 3 more paintings after this one. The next will be the Evil Queen to go with this painting, because I'm doing a princess and her respective villain. So yeah, and it's all just my little interpretation of each character. Right now I'm just building up the chest area. It's all just a bunch of, it's like a blob of different colors, honestly. But that was way too much. The color scheme of this princess is, I believe, my favorite. I really love how this came out. All of this is dry, by the way. I did this a few days ago, and now I'm just trying to go in and add new layers and blend in with what I'm gonna add in. And I'm kind of fighting with the paint because the paint on my palette is already starting to dry. I waited too long. It is the time of year that is very busy and lazy, if that makes sense. It is 2 days after Christmas. I did this, I think, Christmas Eve. I painted all of this, and then the next day was Christmas, and then I kind of just lounged around yesterday. So today I'm trying to finish this up. Honestly, this might be broken down into a couple of days because I think I'm gonna go see Nosferatu soon, like in a little bit. I'm pretty excited about it. And oh my god, as I almost paint over this whole thing, yeah, I'm excited about Nosferatu. How was y'all's Christmas? And my Christmas was really cool. I went to the Texans game, aka Beyonce Bowl, that was streamed on Netflix. I was there. I saw her perform in person, and it was amazing. And then afterwards, I went with my cousin, and then afterwards, we went back to my family's house and had a very fun, very loud, very family oriented Christmas. It's always a party sort of atmosphere at my aunt's house. It was very fun. We played games, like we played card games and laughed and drank and ate, and yeah, it's a good time. Very good Christmas. I have no idea what we're doing for New Year's. I never make New Year's plans. And we have, my in-laws are coming into town. They're coming in for a football game. That will be earlier on New Year's Eve, but I don't know what we're gonna do that night. If anything, we'll probably just be at our house. And just bring in the new year that way. I don't know, I'm wary about this coming year. It just seems like every year since 2020 has been a bit of a shit show in some way or another. So I think I'm pretty much done with the idea that this is my year type of thing. Also, excuse all the cars in the background. The ice cream man is in the background. I don't have any New Year's resolutions per se. I just want to stay consistent with making art and making videos for you guys and seeing where that goes. I'm excited to see how this channel will look a year from now. I guess that's my biggest thing, and what I've done with my art. And yeah, I plan on doing a lot more. I need to stop talking. I'm actually gonna have to go through. I don't know if you saw that, but I kind of painted right there. So I'm gonna have to go through with the white paint and go over that because talking and trying to do this is a terrible idea. So shoulders are pretty much done. So I'm gonna move on to her dress. Yeah. Okay, I have no idea what I was talking about in that last clip because it is a new day. In fact, it's a new year. Today is actually, yeah, it's a new year. We are firmly in 2025 right now. And yeah, it's actually January 6th. The now infamous January 6th. And I'm finally back in the studio to complete this. I took myself a little break. I had my in-laws over for New Year's. They came here for a bowl game that was playing at our stadium, and we had fun. We just celebrated New Year's here at our house, and it was cool, very chill. And then for the duration of the week, I just did not do art. There was a video that my friend sent me that was talking about how we as artists, when we first start doing art, usually it's during our free time, and that's just the times we're used to creating. And when we start to get a more full-time practice, that mentality doesn't go away. And our free time usually involves, holidays. So now when holidays roll around, we still work and do things. Instead of taking the necessary time off. Before the new year and before my in-laws came down, I closed this door to my studio and I did not return until today. So, sorry about this video taking forever to come out. Right now I'm doing this little fringe. This little, it's not really lacy. This little ruffle fringe that's gonna be at the top of her dress, and I'm pretty much just freehanding it, going back and forth between a like a dark gray and white, just creating those folds. I was using black and white, but I feel like I think it's ivory black and titanium white. I feel like it's a lot warmer right here than I want it to be, so I changed to Payne's Gray because it's a little cooler. And yeah, I really like painting fabric. It's kind of soothing. There really isn't that much rhyme or reason to it. I'm just eyeballing it. And hoping it looks good. I do have a picture, but I am not following it to the T. pretty simple, just implying folds in the fabric. With this very tiny shader brush. I should probably use a bigger brush, but I'm quite comfortable with this one right now. Okay, now I'm going to start on the actual dress, on the sleeves. The sleeves are like, you know, those medieval, I'm sure you've probably seen those like medieval shirts or dresses. I think her dress is like this in the original, where it has like the striped puffy sleeves. So I'm just mapping that out. I've been wanting to go to the store or order online some more filberts, because the one I was using primarily is so splayed. See? It's more of a mop brush now, but I also don't feel like leaving the house or waiting until they're delivered. So I have a few brights or flat brushes. So I'm gonna make do with these. Filberts are my favorite. Next is blue. I've had this blue on my palette for so long, stupidly, because this was always going to be one of the last things I did, and it dried so quick. Actually, let me map out the other little red streak or stripe. I was on Threads, you know, Instagram's version of Twitter, and someone asked a question of what are some things that artists do that are annoying and make you unfollow them. I guess like on Instagram. And there were a lot of people saying if they post a video of them tapping on their supplies, like tapping on their stuff for ASMR purposes, it makes them unfollow them. And it was very funny to me. I too am not a fan of tapping, honestly. I like more I like unintentional, I guess, or just conversational ASMR, which is why I'm doing content that that's a little bit more natural, I guess. I don't like just tapping just for the sake of tapping, because no one would do that. I wouldn't just tap on something just to do it. I think people usually tap as a way of like out of nervousness or absent-mindedness, but not just a tap in, and it's so obvious that it's annoying. But the people in the comments of this thread were so passionate about it. And it was really funny. The things that they listed that they didn't like was just like, okay. So basically you want artists not to be people. But to each their own, I guess. Everybody has their thing. But yeah, it was just interesting to see what really sets people off. For me, with ASMR stuff, I can't deal with close whispering. I really don't prefer whispering at all because it elicits a lot of mouth sounds. I don't like mouth sounds. I don't like mouth sounds in my own content, so I edit that out a lot of times. If you hear a mouth sound, it's that it was kind of hard to edit out, or it didn't jump out at me and annoy me, so it was able to stay. But majority of the time I do not like it. It makes my skin crawl. So when people whisper, especially close whispers, that's all you can hear, and just thinking about it, it's making my skin crawl right now. So I can't deal with whispering. And there's a lot of cool creators, especially art creators, that make really cool stuff I want to see, but I can't, because I just can't deal with the whispering. And I think that's like the easiest way to participate in giving the type of response, because it's the softest way to talk. So people automatically are like, okay, well, I'll whisper. Some people's voices automatically give the same effect, and some people don't unless they whisper. So, I mean, I get it, but it drives me crazy. Trying really hard not to mess up this little gold cord. But I think when everything's dry, I'm gonna go back over it. Because it's a little cooler than I wanted it, I think I want a little warmer yellows. I might glaze over it with a cadmium yellow, because I used yellow ochre and something else that kind of cooled it down and made like a bronzy color. I can't remember what I used. And then I used Hansa yellow over it, and it's leaning more green, and I want it a little warmer, so to lean the yellow to lean more orange. So my chair makes a lot of noise that I have to edit out. If you hear like random squeaking or something, it's my chair. And it's kind of annoying. But I don't think I'm gonna get a new chair anytime soon. It looks very flat, so let's add some folds and whatnot for the shadows in the blue. I was using a dark blue, but it wasn't as stark of a difference. So I'm using Payne's Gray. And this, the base blue that I'm using, I actually mixed phthalo blue and ultramarine blue together with a little white. for this slightly lighter blue. It's the same blue but with more white. I decided that I am going to work on this cord a lot more once everything's dry. So please ignore how stupid it looks now. Again, like I was saying earlier, I want the tone to be a little warmer and yeah, just adding proper shadowing to it. To make it not look as flat. So my mom just stopped by because she needed my help with something. And now she no longer requires my assistance, so she's just downstairs chilling, I guess, to wait out traffic. Yes, it's like, I guess, still rush hour around here. And so she's just downstairs chilling. She told me to go back upstairs and finish doing what I'm doing. But I have to turn the heat on because it's cold. So that's going to be loud. And she has the TV on, and I'm pretty sure you can hear that in the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this off of camera, or at least get as far as I can while she's here. And then I will be back whenever that is. Okay. If I happen to finish it all, which I don't know if I will, but if I happen to finish it all, I of course will show you the final product. Okay, so here is her dress done. I believe the blue parts are pretty much dry, but I still need to wait for this yellow cord section to get dry so I can work on that. Also, I want to, once that's dry, go back and add more shadowing so it doesn't just look like a sticker on top of her chest. And now we're gonna move on up here to this. Let me move you. Okay, so here is cigarette. I've already painted it in. Now I'm going to add the smoke, and that's where the poison apple is going to be. I'm not sure if you can see, but I kind of sketched it in. It's going to be a plume of like green smoke, and the poison apple is going to be in it. And I've mentioned it throughout the video that I am scared to do it because I think it'll look cool, but I haven't done smoke in a while. So hopefully it'll look good. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do as much on camera as I can, as I feel comfortable doing. Because I am kind of nervous, like I said earlier. But my thought process behind this, well, let me show you this. This is liquid, and I'm going to saturate this area with liquid so that I can, you know, glide over with my brush easier. Liquid is a medium that allows for paint to dry fast. So this will be dry by definitely by tomorrow, but also by probably tonight. And it also thins out paint, and because I want a really transparent layer of paint to simulate smoke. It's really good for that. I don't want it too saturated, but I want this area to be a little slick, and I'm not really going over the apple part because I kind of want to keep that part more formulated, and I don't want to rub off my little sketch. It's of the poison apple. My thought process behind using smoke to show the poison apple aspect of Snow White is a testament to the fact that I watch too many movies. Basically, and before I explain that, it's very transparent, and it's cadmium green. It's very like chartreuse green. There's already some on my palette. And what I was saying is that I chose a cigarette, and a cigarette smoke to show this is because when I envisioned my Snow White, automatically she was smoking a cigarette for some reason, and I immediately thought, oh well, she could be smoking red apple cigarettes, and I just left it as that. And then when I went to go draw her, I decided to look up red apple cigarettes because I didn't know if I was going to add like a carton in there to show that or what. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do, but I automatically knew she was smoking a red apple cigarette. When I went to look it up, I realized that red apple cigarettes are not a real thing. They are a cigarette company or brand of cigarettes that Quentin Tarantino made up, and you can see them in his different movies. And my favorite movie is Pulp Fiction, and it's in that movie. So my brain just automatically thought of this fictional cigarette and connected the two. So in my headcanon, in my depiction of Snow White, she is smoking a red apple cigarette to pay homage to the poison apple. And yeah, we're just gonna go with it. So I'm gonna start trying to make my smoke. I'm tapping this in there, and I'm gonna make sporadic strokes. I'm so scared. Okay. I mean, I can wipe it off if it doesn't work, but yeah. I do have a reference photo. And of course you can't make smoke look exactly like photo, kind of like hair. You can, I'm just going more for the shape. I also have my little mop brush that I'm gonna smooth out some of these lines. This is still wet because I just did it, so I don't want to bump into the... I also added a little bit of this color too. It's radiant green, like gambling. I think that looks okay for now. I'm going to fill in the I like the way this looks up here. I kind of feel like this is doing too much, so the Q-tip and some Camsol, kind of wipe some of that away. I also have like a paint eraser or scraper thing. Gonna wipe some of that away. A little bit more. Then I don't know. I still want to keep some of those bow trails, but just kind of soften around them. Drag them out a little bit. Sorry, while I was filling in the little poison part, I thought that it was recording. I thought that I liked it being more transparent, but I think that you can't really see it. So I'm adding more of the opaque green. almost ghostly. Thing is, it looks really good against her black hair right here, but right here kind of gets lost. So, to figure out how to make it pop over here. Maybe with a little white. Let me do this right quick. Okay, so I consulted my husband and my best friend, and it turns out that all the parts that I was scared of, you know, all the plumes of smoke, I didn't need to be scared of it because it turns out that it was just too much. I couldn't put my finger on what it was that I didn't like about it, and my best friend was like, it looked like too muddy, and I was like, yeah, it looks like there's too much, and it was taking off the balance. Too much green over here, and yeah, so I decided to take all that off. And now, to make it kind of look more like just the apple, and kind of look like, you know, those smoke rings, but in the shape of the poison apple. So I think this looks much better. Sometimes you have to do kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Just take off the other stuff and just leave that. I think that looks a lot better. I might, once it dries, glaze over it with a more cooler green, or lean more towards a cooler green, because I do think it's too green, like too yellow. And the rest of the painting doesn't, it's sticking out too much, and I want it to be a little bit more uniform, so I might, yeah, add in a cooler green over that. But other than that, I think we're done. We're going to like I said, let a lot of this dry and do some final touches. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Good night.